Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes has hailed new head coach Ruben Amorim for his ability to connect to players. Amorim took over at Old Trafford on Monday, 2 weeks after the club sacked former manager Erik Ten Hag. Ten Hag fell out with some squad members at various points in his tenure, and some observers felt he wasn't able to get the squad playing at full intensity towards the end of his time in charge. By contrast, Amorim remained a popular figure at former club Sporting Lisbon even after confirming his departure. He bowed out with a 4-2 win away at Braga to preserve a 100% record in the Primeira Liga, while a 4-1 victory over Manchester City boosted the club's hopes of progressing to the Champions League round of 16. Sporting star striker Victor Gyökeres spoke of the amazing things Amorim had achieved with the Portuguese club. His first game at United doesn't arrive until November 24th, but Fernandes, who played for Sporting himself before joining United, has already made his feelings clear. Obviously, for me, what stands out, as I said to you, is the connection he has with the players, Fernandes told club media. You see it at the end of the game when a manager is going from your club in the middle of the season and with all the things that they have still to win. And you see the way they say goodbye to him, the way they feel, they make him feel part of the team and how they treat him. So it shows that this is a great character and he's someone that gives his all to the players. His comments come after Gyökeres' own admission that Sporting will miss him a lot now he's gone. We've done amazing things together. We will miss him and the other guys in the staff who will leave. We have to look forward and attack the next challenge ahead of us, the Sweden striker said. Amorim has a bit of a wait to run the rule properly over his squad, with a number of players heading off on international duty. However, the 39-year-old has already spoken about the task ahead. We will not be able to transport one reality to another, he said after using a strong counter-attacking game to beat City. United cannot play the way we play. They cannot be so defensive. We will have to adapt. Of course, it's good to beat City. But I'll be living in a different world in Manchester. We'll have to start from a different point. This was a one-off, and we had luck on our side. I will take this to the Premier League, but it will be different in Manchester. It will be fun, and I am ready for the challenge. Manchester United are being linked with several potential new signings ahead of the January transfer window. United have a new manager at the helm, with Ruben Amorim taking charge following the departure of Erik Ten Hag last month. The Reds appointed Amorim following his successful 4 years in charge at Sporting Lisbon, where he guided the club to the Portuguese title for the first time in 19 years. The November international break is in full swing, and United are not back in Premier League action until the end of the month against Ipswich Town, a game that will be Amorim's first in charge. With United spending 2 weeks before the return of club football, the hiatus is leading to increased speculation about the potential transfer business that may be conducted in the new year. Men's Sport takes a look at some of the latest United transfer news and gossip ahead of the January window. United are being linked with a move for Sporting Lisbon playmaker Pedro Goncalves. According to the Daily Mail, Goncalves is a player to watch for United ahead of the new year. The report claims that United may be tempted to make a move to sign Goncalves and reunite the 26-year-old with Amorim. However, it has been suggested that if a move was to happen, it would likely not be completed until next summer elsewhere. United striker Joshua Zirkzee is continuing to be linked with a move away from Old Trafford. Zirkzee was signed by United last summer from Bologna in a deal worth €42.5 million, but has scored just one goal across his first 17 appearances. According to Tuttosport, Juventus are weighing up an offer to sign Zirkzee on loan when the transfer window opens in January. The report claims that United are giving the proposal from the Serie A giants serious consideration. It has been claimed that United would be willing to let Zirkzee leave the club due to the interest in Sporting Lisbon striker Victor Gyökeres. The Sweden international has been tipped in some reports to follow Amorim to Old Trafford either in January or next summer. It is unusual for a new head coach or manager to inherit a team that has won 3 of its last 4 matches when walking into a new job mid-season. However, that is exactly the scenario Ruben Amorim will be walking into when he starts work at Manchester United this week. The 39-year-old arrived in England on Monday afternoon, less than 24 hours after taking charge of Sporting Lisbon for the final time, accompanied by 5 members of his coaching team. Amorim is now waiting for a work permit to come through before officially rolling up his sleeves at Carrington. Arriving at United at the start of an international break means it will not be until deep into next week that he gets to assess his whole squad up close and personal for the first time. By that juncture, he will be putting the finishing touches to his preparations for his first game in charge. Amorim quote, "S first assignment as United manager will be a long trip to Portman Road to face Ipswich Town. All of the pre-match focus will be on how Amorim could unleash his new team for the first time. The 39-year-old is expected to immediately install the 3-4-3 formation that he enjoyed so much success with at Sporting. As fresh and as exciting as that prospect is, such is the way United's play stagnated in the latter stages of Erik ten Hag's tenure. It does create questions about what the team will look like. A lot of debate is already surrounding who could start in midfield and in. But if Ruud van Nistelrooy's final 2 games in interim charge had any impact at all on Amorim's planning for his first game at the helm, Amad should be the very first name on the team sheet at Portman Road. After marking his first start in more than a month with a well-taken brace against PAOK in the Europa League last Thursday night, he followed that up with a brilliant assist in Sunday's 3-0 win over Leicester City. He now has 5 direct goal contributions, 3 goals and 2 assists to his name this season. Harshly overlooked in the latter stages of Ten Hag's tenure, losing his place in the X1 after starting the season strongly, Amad performed with the mindset of a point to prove against both PAOK and Leicester, impacting proceedings positively. As has been well documented in recent months, Amad has come on in leaps and bounds in a very short space of time, establishing himself as one of United's best attackers. His first thought when he receives the ball is to drive forward and make something happen, whether it be by shooting or providing a pass. His second goal against PAOK was typical of the Ivorian, who loves to cut inside on his stronger left foot. His assist for Bruno Fernandes' opener against Leicester was as equally impressive, with the former Sunderland loanee demonstrating fantastic awareness to find the United captain with a back heel. Having been bright after stepping off the substitutes bench in Van Nistelrooy's first 2 games in interim charge, he was worthy of the start he earned against PAOK, with his 2 goals against the Greek outfit making it impossible for the Dutchman to then relegate him back to the bench for the visit of Leicester. Van Nistelrooy said the winger is motivated to get the most from his career after his brace last week. As a United winger, there is an expectation to create and score goals. There is also a clamour and demand to entertain. Amad is capable of conducting both tasks, meaning it is hardly surprising so many United fans have been eager for him to start in recent weeks. It beggars belief that Ten Hag overlooked him so often towards the end of his tenure. As a hard-working, creative and goal-scoring operator, Amad should be a player Amorim dreams of taking to the next level. United supporters have fallen in love with the Ivorian, and he should be given the licence to try and reach the next level under the new head coach. Former Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag has yet to decide on his next move, but former suitors as Roma now find themselves in the hunt for a new manager once again. Ten Hag was sacked by United at the end of October after a dismal start to the 2024-25 season. His successor, Ruben Amorim, arrived in Manchester on Monday after an agreement was reached between the Premier League club and his former employer Sporting Lisbon. United hired Ten Hag in 2022 after his impressive record with Ajax, but Roma were interested even earlier. They attempted to explore a move in 2019, only to end up opting for Paulo Fonseca and move for one-time United boss Jose Mourinho when Fonseca left in 2021. Mourinho's own spell ended in early 2024, and the Giallorossi have cycled through 2 managers in the months since. While there have been no fresh reports over a return for the Dutchman, the interest in 2019 appeared to be very serious back then. Ten Hag was hot property after taking Ajax within seconds of the Champions League final. Roma had parted ways with Claudio Ranieri after the Italian joined on a short-term deal midway through the previous season and appeared to see the Dutchman as their best option. According to reports at the time from Die Telegraaf, though, it was a non-starter. Ajax were reportedly upset at Roma's behaviour during negotiations over starman Hakim Ziyech the previous summer. Denying the Italian club permission to talk to their manager, Ziyech ended up standing out in Ajax's Champions League run, which included memorable victories over Real Madrid and Juventus, and reportedly agreed terms with Roma before they went cold on the deal. The Moroccan would eventually join Chelsea in 2020, playing more than 100 times for the London club across 3 seasons. Despite a busy summer in which Artem Dovbyk and Matthias Sol joined in big money deals, Roma have endured a tough season. Daniele De Rossi only lasted until September, while successor Ivan Juric lasted less than 2 months in the hot seat. Roma have won just one of their 4 Europa League matches and remain in the bottom half of Serie A. Sunday's defeat at home to Bologna was a fourth in the last 5 games under Erik, whose exit was confirmed later that same day. We would like to thank Ivan Juric for his hard work these past weeks. A club statement read, "He handled a difficult environment with the utmost professionalism, and for that we are grateful. We wish him all the best in his future endeavours." The search for a new head coach has already begun, and we expect an announcement in the coming days.